Well, hi friends, my name is Kapil and I welcome you to Trading Mantra. In this particular video of Trading Mantra, we're going to discuss Zerodha as the largest discount broker that we have in the country. Now, we are not going to discuss only about what or how good Zerodha is. We're going to do a very competitive and a critical analysis of Zerodha only to find out whether it is still relevant to the race, whether it is as competitive as it is supposed to be, and if not, then why not? So let's try and find out. Let's get started. Well friends, so welcome back and let's do this competitive analysis of Zerodha. Let's try and find out if Zerodha is still relevant in present times. Is it still competitive? Now during this video we're going to talk about Zerodha as a company. I'll share you a little experience which I have with Zerodha. We're going to do that analysis. We're going to give you the good, the bad and the ugly on Zerodha, and of course towards the end of the video we're going to give you our opinion, our conclusion of it. Of course, the idea is not to do a recommendation here with this video. The idea is to give you enough information so that you can make an informed decision while choosing your broker. Of course, we would sincerely appreciate, if you like the content of this video, do like and subscribe, follow our Telegram channel. There's a lot which is happening which I'll be talking about towards the end of the video. So stay tuned and let's get started. Now friends, in a previous video where I had compared Zerodha with a few other discount brokers, I did mention that Zerodha has always had this first movers advantage. So it was founded in 2010. It really started out that it wanted to break the barriers of that conventional brokerage. Back in the day when I was trading, paying about 150, 160 rupees per lot, all of a sudden Zerodha happened and this was quite a blessing. It actually came like a fresh breeze, telling me, no Kapil, you do not really need to spend that kind of money on brokerage. Get even Steven and just pay about 20 rupees for every trade you place, right? Now that was not a difficult decision to make. Immediately I shifted from my then existing broker to Zerodha, and it has been a great journey so far. I'll be very honest. I really appreciate what Zerodha has done, and there's a lot which speaks about Zerodha in their favor. So let's try and find out whatever speaks for them and whatever speaks against them and get started. Now when we talk about where does Zerodha shine, I think one can always pull up their collar by saying that Zerodha is my discount broker, and do you know what, they are the largest discount broker in the country, right? So it is of course to their advantage, and they've come a long way since they started in 2010. Of course, what is really good about this team is that they are highly innovative. So I don't think that they really stopped at the innovation at certain juncture, but of course they really try to evolve with the kind of offers that they are making. For instance, when you associate yourself with Zerodha, you're not only associating yourself with a broker, like categorically speaking, but there's so much else which is there on the plate, right? So you've got the access to Varsity, you've got their beautiful console system which is very intuitive, back office software, and there's so much which one gets as a perk. The question still remains that the actual pie, is it that tasty still, right? So we're going to talk about in a bit, but talking about that Zerodha has been highly innovative. I would really want to applaud the company for what they have achieved in all these years, and they're doing really good for themselves. What I also always recommend is for somebody who trades or invests using either a mobile or a web platform, right? There are two companies which I highly recommend, and Zerodha is one of them. So I usually recommend Zerodha and Upstocks for the kind of mobile app they have or the kind of web platform they have in place. And for those of us who've used Zerodha, we know that Kite platform, that's very user friendly. The user experience is very rich and it's highly intuitive. So this is, these are things which I speak or which I believe speak volumes about where Zerodha stands today. But it's not that it does not come with its own share of disadvantages. So of course there are plenty of places where Zerodha also falls short. To name one, technical glitches. Yeah, one too many. So what are the technical glitches I'm talking about? Of course, every broker every now and then would have some glitch or the other, but it has happened more often than what would really be to my taste, that all of a sudden you are on the Zerodha charts and they freeze, right? And all of a sudden you really wanted to make a trade or place a trade, and the strike prices are frozen, or you're already in trade. Worse still, you're already in trade, the market is moving against your direction, and you cannot exit that trade because, well, the strike prices are frozen. And that is something which has been way too frequent with Zerodha. I've had some very bad days where I made great losses, trust me, great losses, only because I could not do anything about it, right? But it's not that I'm trying to place my personal grudge through this video. The idea is to make you aware of these shortcomings. And then something which really ranks very high in terms of the shortcomings which Zerodha has is the strike price restriction. Now let me make you understand it this way. SEBI, it has a certain restriction or a limit on the brokers as to what volume they can trade, or they can allow their customers to trade on a particular strike, right? And basically that is where Zerodha, being the largest discount broker, happens to have its shortcoming. Because it is the largest broker, I can very well understand that there's a lot of volume which is happening at Zerodha's end, and the strike prices get restricted very fast. So what happens is that if you are on Zerodha, and if you're buying out of the money option, whether it's a call or a put, it may not allow you that. Now of late I've seen some tweets by Nitin Kamath and stating that one should not buy out of the money options. I completely agree with that. It's not that I'm recommending people to buy naked options, right, and that too far OTMs or out of the money options. But the idea is, if you are an informed trader and if you also want to do your trade in strategies, right, you want to carry your positions for tomorrow. Now, given the volatility of the market, why would I want to expose my position to a high risk, right, and carry a strangle or a straddle overnight without knowing if tomorrow Bank Nifty might open with a gap up of 1000 points or a gap down of 1000 points? And this has happened, right? It's not that it has not happened of late. So what I would, ironically or rather categorically speaking, I would like to hedge my position, right? And those, if you are not acquainted with the whole concepts of hedge and all that, just probably listen to what I'm saying, because this would eventually come to your rescue sooner or later. So what happens is that I would really want, given the scenario that if I have traded a straddle which I want to carry for tomorrow, I might want to hedge my position and make it an iron fly, right? And I would want to put in an iron fly by buying an out of the money put and an out of the money call option, which will sort of hedge my position and limit my risk of overnight positions. But what happens is that Zerodha probably would give you a range of 400 to 500 strike prices of Bank Nifty. So let's say if Bank Nifty is trading at 35,500, it may allow you to buy 35,200 put, right? But it may not allow you that as well, right? So mostly it's a very limited range which it allows out of the money, and that is something which for an option trader is definitely of no advantage whatsoever, right? And also I'm not very happy about the customer support. I can talk about the customer support, but I would like to show you a slide wherein I've taken a screenshot. This, if you observe closely, Bank Nifty, if you look at the background, had opened up at 34,900 something, right? So it is trading close to 35,000. And when I was placing a buy order here, it says I can buy options within this range of 34,800 to 35,500 call and put. So if it is opened at about 900 and I'm supposed to buy not beyond 34,800, wherein the low of the day is already 734, do you think I have enough playroom to plan my trades. I can still buy and in the money, but what if I do not want to trade naked? What if I want to have an option strategy in place? I'll not be able to buy it, and that is a huge disadvantage. Now coming back to the less than average customer support. Now what happens is these days, also because of the COVID, which is understandable, the customer support is not very prompt. But what is also interesting is that Zerodha is actually promoting the idea that if you have any issue or if there is any FAQs, you need to open a ticket, right, or raise a ticket, and they would then respond to you in whatever 24 to 48 hours time, which is a usual say from every customer care. The idea is sometimes I would really want prompt replies. And what I've observed is that even if I'm able to get through the telephonic conversations, which takes much longer than that of a contemporary. So what I'm saying is that if at Upstocks I call up the customer care, it usually takes much longer to reach an actual customer care executive. And on top of it, if the company is telling me that you really need to probably put in a ticket, then I can't even expect that help to come in. So that is somewhere along the line not very encouraging. And yes, I'm sorry, I forgot one very important point about the strike price restrictions. So I already explained to you what a strike price restriction is in case of Zerodha, right? And it's not that Zerodha is not aware of it. They are fairly aware of it. But what they do is that they give you a solution that if you want to buy out of the money options, whether it is for naked trading or if it is for option strategies, then you need to open a demat account with their affiliate, right? And having done that, they'll allow you to trade on Kite and use the Kite platform, but primarily it is almost that you are with a different broker and not with Zerodha. It's quite a stepchild like behavior, which I find it's almost as if I am a neighbor's child who wants to watch TV in my neighbor's house. Why would I want to do that, right? If you go up to Zerodha's web page and you'll put in the query about buying out of the money options, you'll find that they're asking you very openly to open your account with another affiliate of theirs, where you can buy the out of the money options, but there are so many things which are taken away from you as a Zerodha customer. So that is something which, as a customer experience, I think it leaves a very awkward taste in my mouth, and that's something which I would really not want to do. Of course, it's an individual decision, but that I leave entirely up to you. So this was very valid, a very important point which I wanted to make. Now there's an interesting quote which I read once when I was a child, and it said, before you follow a leader, see in what direction he's headed. I don't remember who that quote was from, but it makes a very valid statement. Sometimes all we need to do is, or all we want to do is, follow the leader, right? So we need to understand that it's not always the brightest of names which are also to our advantage, right? So a company like Zerodha, if I wanted to open an account with Zerodha, a demat account, is it good for me, is the question. Now based upon whatever we have discussed so far, our opinion at Trading Mantra is it is definitely good for investors. Somebody who's into long-term investing, buying stocks and sitting them upon them and not really trading them on an intraday basis. It's definitely a good idea. In fact, even for cash traders, somebody who's buying stocks in cash for positional basis, right? Today you buy it and tomorrow you sell it, or you hold it for a month or whatever period and you sell it thereafter. It's again a win-win proposition. It's also good for a future trader, right? So as a future trader, I can actually trade in futures. I can buy and sell, and there's no problem whatsoever. It can also be for option sellers. So option sellers, there is no restrictions, of course, so you can sell any options, but the problem is if you want to hedge your options with a buy call or a buy put, right, or a buy trade, generally speaking, that's again where the hiccups would come, and then it would not suit you at all. So friends, I think I am trying to wind up this video now, and I hope that this bit of information about Zerodha in current times is highly important and it's very relevant for you, and you can make some good informed decisions after having seen this video. If you really like the content, do like and subscribe, and we have our links down below. There are plenty of offers. There is an offer which is going on. If you open an account with Upstocks through our link, we're going to refund you about 499 rupees. This is as long as stock lasts offer, right? Because we are in a pre-launch stage. We really want you to join us and be with us, because we're going to try and explore the whole trading and stock market journey with a very, very different perspective in coming times. And stay tuned for more videos and more information. We wish you a lovely time ahead. Thank you, and God bless you.